How we doing? Happy days. It's time for some FACEIT League. We've got week 2 action coming at you here tonight. We're getting our first Master Division match from NA here tonight, and it's going to be a good one. We've got a little bit of a civil war at hand here. We have got Iliad Artemis taking on Iliad Helios. You know, a little bit of a sister struggle here, you know, between sister squads. Love to see it. Always a good time to get, you know, to get two teams from the same organization on. Yeah, Artemis taking on Helios. It's both of these teams' first match of the season. Artemis are, you know, been in Master Division for a little bit now. Have kind of started to become a bit of a mainstay here in 2025. Helios making their return here in Season 7. Let's take a look. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go take a look at our standings. We'll take a look at our season history here. I think is the best place to start for both of these teams. Artemis has been in Master Division for the entirety of 2025 here. After winning Expert the very last season of 2024, Season 4, Artemis were your grand champions. Wait, no, Season 4 was the first season of 25. Excuse me, I misspoke on that. Season 4 was the very first season of 2025, is when they won Expert Division. But still, the past 2 seasons have been in Master. Did in fact make playoffs, as I was mentioning. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. Getting top 8 in Master Division, like, that's enormous. That is absolutely enormous. You're in, you know, one of the 8 best teams in the region outside of OWCS. So it's an incredible glow up, and Artemis have continued to just improve every season. I mean, just all the way back to Season 2, then go on to win it all in Season 4, move up to Expert Division, and then continue to build on that. Have literally improved every single season. You know, now their 6th season here in FACEIT League, and very little has changed with this roster. I think one of the big strengths of this squad is the fact that this Iliad Artemis team has basically stayed the same core since the get-go, since the beginning. You can see here any player name, or team name for that matter, that you see with an underline is a new player on that squad, right? If we look here at the Iliad Artemis roster, who I have at 7th place, by the way, largely based on just their synergy and their history together. But no change other than Floomfeet coming in, right? And then they still have Industrial, who played main support for them before. But it's the same core. This is their Season 6 roster. And you can see no underlines in Season 6 either. Mobutu was with Amplify through Season 5, right? Because that was their Master Division run. I think that's right. I think Mobutu actually joined the start of Season 6. Maverick, Quebster, Payne, Mardux, Industrial. This core 5, it feels like has been together forever. They have such long-standing history together. Helios. Let's talk about Helios for a little bit. So Helios are making their return to Master Division this season. You know what? Let's back this train all the way up to the start of 2025. After Helios' debut in Expert, in which they came out swinging. You're looking at a 5th place finish overall with a 12-4 record in their debut. They come in 3rd in playoffs with an insane run. An insane lower bracket run from Helios through this Season 4 playoffs to fight their way into 3rd place, which is good enough for a promotion into Master Division, right? So Helios find themselves battling all the way up into Master Division in their 2nd season. And it was rough. Their debut in Master was a 1-14 run without one win being forfeit. They did not earn a single victory in their debut in Master Division. This is, I mean, when you move up, when you jump up a tier like that, I mean, it is daunting. And a lot of the teams in Master Division have been in Master Division for some time. Artemis now is a prime example of that. Needless to say, Helios struggle big time in their debut, but they go back to Expert. They get their act together. You know, they kind of go through the ringer a little bit. I think we did have a little bit of roster changes. I think we had pretty extensive roster changes, and this was at the start of Season 6. Like, I was kind of worried. Artemis do get your first map pick and are going to start us off in the red outline, so I'm going to go ahead and get that swapped. We'll get that ban. We'll get that Winston ban in as well. Hey, look, the Winston was already plugged in. You gotta love it when that happens. Literally ban already plugged in, even in the proper sides and everything. So Helios do a little bit of a rebuild. They do keep a couple of players around. I'm looking at LCS, looking at Magically, we're looking at Fives, or, you know, from the original Season 4 roster. And they start off really rough, right? So at the beginning of Season 6, I say really rough. They start off like, what, 3-5? You know, that doesn't feel like a 5-3, by the way. I got that backwards. That doesn't feel like a, a team just coming out of Master Division that's right on the cusp. Like you're barely staying above 500 here. That's not upper echelon fighting looking really good. Second half of the season, man, is it a different story here for Helios. Element Guard, as they are now known, your champions from Season 6 Expert. We're the only team to hand them a loss at all, period, regular season or postseason. It's just, kind of unfortunate for Helios that they end up having to face Carter Garden twice, right? They're not able, you had to face them in that upper bracket final. Like, it was the only way through. And then now moving into Season 7, we do have them towards the bottom of our power rankings, not gonna lie. But we have had some new additions come in. One of those being performance. We've had both performance and lava. If we go back to our match page, you can see that we do actually get performance and lava. We'll be starting off here tonight as we head into Helios to kick things off. That was an echo ban out of Iliad Helios as well. Ready for some Ilios? Is that in a map 1?
Ready for battle.
Show me some Overwatch. Overwatch. Come on, Overwatch. Show me Overwatch. Did my game capture break? What the hell happened here? What's going on?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Hello? Oh, game capture? Hello? What are you doing? Oh my god. What the hell? What is, I'm very confused. I just created a new game capture from scratch. I have no idea what's going on. Why isn't this reading? Hello? Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the display capture. I don't know what's going on with OBS, y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to force a display capture here. Just give me a second. I can't get the score. I just decided to break on me. It's just not gonna work. Transform. Fit the screen. Thank you. All right. We'll have to run with this for now. Sorry. It's gonna be a little bit off because display captures are always slightly different from actually capturing the game. So it might be slightly off. Hey, it looks okay though. The overlay looks all right. 80% counting on the board here for Artemis. I've never had that happen. And I mean, we're what, like 450 matches we've done? I've never had that happen where my game capture just broke like that. Sound barrier out of Mott. As we try to push back onto this point, Industrial does have the answer. Only hits 4. Pain is already down. Maverick's able to run down Moth themselves, though. Lava returns on the Dune. Performance trying to toss in that bolus shot. Between the two, you're able to find one pick, but it looks like all you're going to get is a temporary flip of the point. I mean, nothing more than that. This will be Artemis grabbing map 1, or round 1, rather. Aussie Bot, thank you for the follow. Yes, you had to imagine it. You had to use your mind's eye. Yes, it's theater of the mind, as the D&D players out there would call it. Yes. I'm still kind of baffled. Like, the game capture is still broken. And I don't really understand why. Well, oh well. We're at a display capture tonight.
Capture the objective.
Display capture is just scary, right? Like, it's just capturing my monitor. Like, there's definitely times where I flip around and change things and do stuff. God forbid I do anything behind the scenes. Probably surrounded, standing on top of the point, and that's important because that early anchor is, you know, determining whether you get an early first capture from Artemis or you're able to stall. Lava Plate on the Wrecking Ball does come in and just try to hold this point, try to deny the cap, but you can't let Maverick get too deep into your backline. Good pickup from Promise, does eliminate some of the anchoring capability on this point, might enable a recontest here. These teams are all over the place. But a 2-3 split here out of Helios. The fight continues. Oh, Industrial is going to boob Lava off the side. And they get their reinforcements back. So now suddenly it's Artemis with the +1. Gonna force the Swift Step out of 5. And we'll get the point back in control. About 14-15% apiece here. Industrial with a hell of an opening in the map. Look at it, 80-53. Oh, it is even gonna. Oh, I should have gone to your palm, Industrial. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Yeah, the Soj skin looks really good too. That was like the sheepy looking ones, the ones that are all fluffy. It reminds me of like the Sheep Orisa. It's like they did a whole theme on Sheep Orisa. LCS goes down once again. Industrial now with an enormous advantage in this sound barrier, if they need it. So far, this has been pretty systematic here for Artemis. Is they're denying Helios really any kind of decent setup, wanting this in the neutral. We didn't see a Kitsu come out in that previous fight. Thank you for his battle pass, but my wallet left to shell out for the Soj. I know, that Soj is so good. Yeah, see, that's immediately where I went. I was like, man, that Soj actually does look really good. Industrial will ring out some shields. The volume crank loud. The bass rumble it here for Artemis. And it's a victory song. As LCS goes down, they're going to deny the sound barrier out of that fight. Lava gets picked off. The mine's having minimal effect on the objective. And this is looking like a crispy finish here on Lighthouse. Artemis are the favorites here. They're going to start map 1 off with an expected 2-0 victory on Ilios. Oh, I love this skin so much. I would learn to play Diva to use that skin. Also with the highlight intro, right? I respect it. I respect the aesthetic there, Maverick. I respect it. All right, Dorado pick out of Helios. Kiriko banned out here from Helios as we head into Dorado. Play a little high ground. We want to get away from the Lucio Curie. It's an interesting ban. Attacking the Kiriko I always find so fascinating. They are starting on the attack. Yes, they will start us off in the red outlines. So I'll go ahead and get those sides swapped for you. Get the carry band plugged in. Boom, switch sides. Keep an eye on your Preds there. All right, stats. What stands out in the stat card? We're looking at 3 deaths total from Artemis. Pretty dominant performance there over their sister squad. Pain comes out with 11-2. Quevster 12-0 with most damage in the lobby at 5,900. 5,956 for being specific. We're going to get an Ash ban here out of Artemis as we head into Dorado. That is one thing also, I think, from... I don't know how often they scrim each other, but it feels like these two teams know each other, right? You know? There are a lot of the same players, like I said. You know, Five, Promise, and Gloomy, I believe, are all returning players. I know Five has been with this squad for a hot minute as well. You know, and then we talk about how, you know, the Artemis have that long-standing built-in synergy. But Five and Mott both have been with this squad since season 4 at least. Dude, it is just an everything is fucking breaking kind of night. Good lord. Couple of good shots there from Quevster. Flash performance there on the coast side. But despite the A18A, looks like Lava will get stopped in their tracks, and the Artemis defense puts a good hold here. So far, so good. 60 seconds in. Quevster already 3/4 of the way to that first bullet shot. Oh, we're just playing a little sneaky sneak up top. Ooh, right over the top. Caught the corner of the shield, and a good shot from Performance to put him down. That'll silence the old Quevster there with a quickness. Iliad for OWCS 2026. Honestly, I don't feel like we've had a lot of Bullskunk Bingo recently. I've actually been fairly spot on so far in Season 7. As I say that, I'm sure I'm going to forget the gamers or something here tonight. Alright. Lava doing a good job of just isolating their backline, keeping their healers safe with a little bit of pressure through Maverick. Ooh, Lava taking some damage there. Quevster letting in a couple of nasty take aim bolts, and the Winston still trying to get away. Now, you can see that Artemis are respecting these sightlines. Oh, that is a Nant Matrix from Mardux that just cuts down the backline. Five and Gloomy find themselves in the crosshairs of this double damage. Oh, and I didn't even see the sneaky move. Marduk's getting aggressive to clear off this high ground. Another fight win here from Artemis.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Bullskunk Scuff is here. FACEIT League is so back. Season 7 is here. It's not my fault, all right? Lava's gonna get the nano boost. Primal Rage. Caught a couple of players there. Oh, there's the kill on the Flume feed. Canceled the rally with that as well. I thought they were trying to, I think they were trying to carry both of those supports with them and not just jump past them. But hey, it works out. Defense is going to go and pull out the blade. Pain trying to bring this one back. Cancels the rally in their own right. Cuts through Gloomy and Performance with that Dragon Blade. Bit of a duel here with Promise, who has a pulse ready to go. Bull Scuff, if you want. Actually, yeah, Bull Scuff. I think just Bull Scuff. Reinforcement showing up here, and I mean, Helios ran out of steam with a quickness. Like, that gas just hit E, and suddenly this train came to a halt. The gas tank, I guess I should say. Not that trains use gas. Anyway, you get my point. All right. I combined my metaphors. You know, it's not my best work. It's not my best work. I'm sorry. You know, it's fitting. It's fitting. Performance goes down early. Look at that aggressive positioning out of Quevster. Duck just down here in the thick of things. Playing Spy and TF2 with 15 seconds to go. Finds a kill on the, well, assists with a kill onto the entire backline. And Helios just cannot seem to find a way past. Anytime they were kind of starting to get grouped up and get together, you'd have Quevster sneak in underneath, or Marduk's wheel with a big rotation on that second fight here with an Ant Matrix will deny any touch at the very end. And a comprehensive defense here out of Iliad Artemis.
Switching sides. Initiating match.
Quester with sights knows that Promise is up there. I think I had seen him. Has to know they're there. Gotta love the square bread. Oh yeah. Pain rocking the Genji here once again. Artemis going the attack. Lava was down low. We saw a good nade land from 5, and that's these Bionades could just take apart the attacking Artemis. Could really stop them in their tracks. Oh, but the deflect is nasty. Pain still goes down. 5 lands the kill, despite the deflect onto the nade. That was a hairy moment. But 5 stays alive by the hair on their chinny chin chin. Quebster? Quebster, buddy? You alright? What happened? What happened? Marduk's already 75% towards this opening Ant Matrix. I mean, that second fight one was real nasty. Oh, trying to get up top. Luffy's able to get back down at critical health to make sure they get topped up. Lava is holding court there on center house. Misses the jump out. Here comes the pursuit. I would expect Pain and company to be in right on the heels there of Lava. They actually opt to take the card up. Get some space here, force the issue back on the objective where Marduk is going to throw down the Ant Matrix. Big anti-nade lands from 5. Promise finds a pick. Good healing to keep performance in this thing. Performance is actually going to receive the nano boost as well. The Ant Matrix fades. The taking bolt finishes off Quenster and Helios hold. What a turn. The clutch defense. They're out of the underdog squad here in this series. Big play from 5. Oh, man. I mean, the anti-nade was nasty, and then you land the nano boost. Performance makes well on it. Lands just the perfect shot. Oh, but as I say that, Quebster will have their revenge. LA Smurf, is that you? I appreciate you being here. Yeah, no matter what, you're going to win tonight. Can't argue that. Quebster with a little rooftop float, trying to find 5 in the background. Knowing if they can get the odd out of there, it could be an instant fight win, but not able to connect. Meanwhile, Promising Gloomy are the ones picking up the kills. We have the Bull Skunk Aura. Oh, I'm so sorry, Iliad. I'm so sorry for you. So our third ultimate invested by this defense. Still just 1 investment from the attacking Artemis. Quebster, a little sneaky sneak over the wall. There's the jump, there's the lift, there's the bolo shot, does not connect. 5 gets the nade down, Gloomy with the rally up. He's gonna bash in, finish off Quack. Performance with some good peel, good awareness to help protect their supports through the ambush. The bolo shot does not work. Maverick low, trying to get around this corner. Lots of damage being poured in, but you still had Marduk on the high ground, so Performance clears off the high ground. What a smart move. Crucial pick with 35 seconds to go. Helios holding in the upper catwalk. In the bridge, if you would. Maverick down low, already low on health. Oh man, that DMAC would have just been outstanding. In fact, they're gonna get it! They get the DMAC. Force the self-destruct early in this fight. That is a massive sustain tool now gone before the overtime even kicks in. Rally up, and there might be another one about to die. Flippy is saved by the immortality, but Pain cannot be afford the same luxury. Completely taken out of their blade. Helios might have just done this. They've canceled the blade. Floonfy is 1. Maverick finds themselves alone on an island. The bubble in a perfect spot has protected the backline through this final attack, and Helios tie the series. What a turnaround, what a stop. It goes back to Performance. The newcomer being added to this roster delivers on the nano boost. And the underdogs hang on. We're tied up. I was like, wait a minute. Lava was looking a little meh at the start of that primal, and then comes up with 3. Never mind. You knew it's like the skirt by hits with the fists. Like, I thought they were trying to kidnap the two supports. It turns out they were just keeping them battered against the gate and were just doing damage every time they went flying by. Brilliant. Brilliant. That's the kind of veteran play we expect from Lava. That's why Helios signed to this roster. There you go. We are knotted up. What? First map win in Master Division here for Helios already. It only took them 2 maps. You know, I could go back and look at Season 5. I have a feeling it took more than 2 maps for them to get their opening map win. We're going to get a new Junk City pick here out of Artemis. What you banning out? What you banning out? You've got to go for that Freya, right? Like, performance was just too good on it. Performance had to lead to the lobby of damage. Right? We are going to get a side swap, that we know for sure. What do you think, friends? Who led in damage? Oh, it's going to get a Cassidy ban. We are attacking performance, but we're not attacking the Freya. Interesting. We're also going to get a side swap as well. Lava will take most damage in the lobby at 10k. Performance actually just apparently showed up on the defense. Not all that spectacular on the attack, although it felt like they had a wonderful map there. But I guess it was mostly on the defense when they stepped up. Hey, you know what? You take it. And that's one thing I'm trying to teach. You know, I get frustrated with my own games. It's Overwatch is rarely about who has the higher numbers. There are some times when you could derive information from that. And of course, we like to point out, like, hey, you know, Lava had most damage kind of thing, right? Like, there's definitely some indication there. But you can't deny the impact performance had. Or the performance had. We have Industrial coming back in. Industrial coming back in for Floofy. So, we had Floofy subbing in there in that main support role for map 2 with the Kiriko banned out. We got Industrial coming back in here for map 3. And then we get, was it Gloomy? Because we get Mott in map 1. I believe we've had Gloomy in since. Yeah, Gloomy is staying in alongside 5. Helios finally won a map in Master Division. Clocked out of my scrim to see we won a map. Let's go! I was just talking about, like, hey, you know what? I feel like, you know, probably took them longer than 2 maps to win one in Season 4. Oh, shoot, stupid. Is my game capture working yet? No.
Initial flashpoint arena.
All right, go. Get your games in 3 minutes from hearing my voice here as we get into New Junk City. Oh! And Lava finds Marduk's immediately. Catching them just as they were falling into cover. What a heads-up play from Lava. Picking up the Kiriko, like, from down on the low ground. Oh, Jason, thank you for the follow if I hadn't said that already. I mean, just immediate apparent kind of level up here as we're getting more into this series. I'm starting to see the impact Lava is having here with Helios as well. We have Pain playing on a Venture here in New Junk City. A little bit more forward and back disruption. You are able to isolate Lava with that move, right? You force the support line has been pushed back a little bit here for Helios. But they're able to keep Lava topped up as they rotate around. Here comes the change. You see the rail shots flying from Duck in their direction, and Pain is going to find 5. Able to interrupt that movement and kind of cut them off at the pass. So 5v4 with an enormous pick onto the Juno. Just bring heals for Helios in the meantime. They managed to get this up to 85%, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to it. Joey, I appreciate you being here. Hello, hello. Lava! Lava moves in and batters down their opponent. Promise is able to stick Quebster, and first round is actually going to go over to Helios. What a play there. Gloomy's going to go ahead and pop the rally to ensure they get this, because Pain popped the Tectonic Shock. So if you get the shield to help block all that damage, works out well. 5's able to hold on to the performance knows he can adjust his face a little. 5 is able to hold on to this orbital ray. I mean, probably the best ultimate in a brawl scenario like this, in a Ramatra mirror like this.
This ends now. This ends now.
I mean, Quevstar opens up with the OC. Oh, but Performance takes them right down. Ends up being a trade. So we're going to get Annihilations popped from both of our Ramatras. Both Ramatras looking a little worse for wear. So that Orbital, too late to save Lava. It could have been the difference maker, but 5 not decisive enough. Investing that crucial ultimate. And it ends up being the worst of both worlds. Ult spent, fight lost. First cap goes over to Artemis. Performance is so good, he prestiged. That's what it is. Performance, face it, prestiged. Five able to float in over the top, escape the clutches of Pain. Whoop. It's nothing but a promise here in front of Pain. Five will eventually get cut down. It's Industrial who finds that pick. And what should have been a massive advantage, though, Performance finds the equalizer. So now Lava's the only tank left standing, despite not having their Juno in the fight once again. Industrial is going to invest this ultimate. Marnix finds a pick on the back of that. I would not have expected that. Promise with the schmoves is able to dodge some kunai out of Marnix. We do get a flip here. Glimmy's rally has been popped. I think just kind of aura disengage everybody here. Marnix himself, Suzu. Actually, turns around to go try to chase Pain down. Pain loops up and finds Performance. Man, these tracers have been popping off here on Junkyard. It's a 2v3 left on the point, but Artemis do not have, excuse me, Helios do not have their tank in play. Maverick with the Nemesis form, able to just kind of fend off a lot of incoming damage. Yellow bar is active and threatening this Helios squad. Performance is going to pop the overclock, which prompts the, pops the ultimate out of Maverick. Industrial leads a couple of rail shots. Rally in play, and Performance puts one through the eye of Pain Car. That's a nice little 3-piece from Performance, showing off that level 2. That's what level 2 at FACEIT looks like. We will get a flip here. 99% on the board for Artemis. They can come in and take this back. We'll see how Quebster's OC works out. They're going to be running into a lot of ultimates here from Helios. Let's Promise threatening here in the back line. Pain's going to keep the mark for now. Oh, and recalls right into Gloomy's whip shot. The orbital in play. That whip shot just did extra big damage. Chunky hits and a flawless team fight here out of Helios. It passed 85%. I don't know that there's enough time to get back for a touch. That is the precious number. Usually it's 65% to get everybody spawned in. But yeah, the Tracer just did not have enough time to get a touch in. This is a 2-0 lead for Helios. Oh, I moved the duck. I actually did move the duck into a sub emote. That's the one that got moved for the Zarya. Pain just sneaks in for a cheeky little kill on the 5. They're going to grab first fight win on the back of that. It didn't even look really like much of a fight. This is old pamphlets. Jesus says, I love Promise. Let's fucking go. Oh, excuse me. Let's fucking go. OC in from Quester. Leave it down. Love already half health. Trying to block, slop their way to safety, but will not find any solace at all. Second fight will go to Artemis. Just on the back of that one pick. As Helios promptly disengage. Promises escapes back for a few little healing shots out of 5. Look to see if they can find a flank here. angle to use this pulse bomb. First, you gotta get past Pain. Pain is marking that side very nicely. Meanwhile, back here on the front line. Speed, ring, feign to go left? Question mark? Pain card, oh no, does sneak into Helios' back line. Finds performance. And the Kitsu will be the nail in the coffin for this team fight. And it looks like Artemis will get themselves a point on the board. Justice for the underdog, says Lich. And you take over. And you take over at Iliad Helios, yep. My 15th and 16th seeds. You're not wrong. What's going on? And I said, all right. Lava? Lava? Woo! Look like Lava did not get the memo there for a moment. We do have an OC in play from performance to try to protect that disengage, but I'm not sure it was worth much more than that. You do get the beat out of Industrial. But you're talking 3 ultimates, 4 ultimates now invested from Helios. They haven't gotten Jack or Squad. 5 is now just gonna, you know what? Why not? Let's throw them all in. Anybody got a kitchen sink we can aim in this thing? 5 ult fight from Helios to grab first control. Fortunately, they do finally get some kills there on the back of that orbital ray. Good lord. There's a couple of kitchen sinks lying around New Junk City right now. Promise gets picked off, getting a little ambitious, trying to get behind Maverick. He tried to run in for the flag. It just did not work at all. Lava's able to get their Nemesis form up. That extra armor imperative here, but it's still not going to be enough to keep them alive. They needed something to save them. They needed it right then and there. There was no such miracle. Industrial finds 2 in that fight, and we're going to get a flip here for Artemis. I'm gonna give you some Marduk's pop. And look at this economy. Juno Brig is just better than Lucio Kiri? Ooh, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, Benjamin. I will say, Gloomy and 5 have put up a really good showing here. But the economy is not looking good for them right now. And where Brig Juno shine is in the old fights, right? Marduk's with the kit seal. Not sure you get max value. Like, didn't really aim that at the tank. You're still able to find performance. Pain getting, you can see the assist in there from the Kitsune Rush. So you take the lion's share of the damage out of this composition. And Lava ends up isolated because of it. So you still get the value out of the Kitsu, even though it didn't look like the best Kitsu from my POV. You know, it looked a little cattywampus. Artemis make it work. They're going to tie us up here on New Junk City. Oh, we do get an OT. Keep an eye on Promise. Promise also has a pulse here. Yep, there you go. So after the 5 ult investment at the start of this point, it takes the entire point for... Yeah, Dux is all we have left. It takes the entire flashpoint for Helios to even get back into that economy at all. Now we're looking pretty much dead even. 5-4 in ultimates. With Marduk's using that Kitsu in that previous fight, it's the only one absent, that will be absent at least, for this team fight. Pain opens up with a miss on the pulse. Where's Performance in it? Performance is all the way on the other side. This is like a 2-1-2 split. Yeah, the 2 on the side might just get overrun. Quevster pops both DPS with a well-timed shot out of the OC. Helios tried to regroup behind the rally, and then, well, I mean, you know what? They've been able to clap back and find, too, including Industrial, taking that sound barrier out of this fight. So a 3v3 left on the point, but Gloomy's rally has now faded. Lava on point to anchor. Are they going to force a drop? No, Artemis is just going to let this one go for now. But they do isolate Promise. Oh, but you lose Marduk's. God, the back and forth continues. Oh, we have no side team. They are both main teams.
This ends now.
both main teams. Sound barrier now in play from Industrials. They look flat back, push it in. Trying to run down Lava, the speed in motion, the boop! Lava's isolated. Lava's in trouble. The pulse bomb lands, though. Promise sticks, Quenster. Taking the Sojourn out of the fight. Sorry for my Chungus observing, but God, what a rundown. What a hold. Artemis has been able to clap back with Maverick, finding Lava. They have a very small foothold left on this objective. Nemesis Form pop to try to improve that grip. But don't bite off more than you can chew. Now 5's just going to drop an orbital on your head. From space comes the pain. And it's Pain who delivers the pulse. Maverick eventually going down, though. And Sans tank, Artemis have to hold on through this final fight. Lest they go down 2-1 in the series, they will hang on indeed with the help of that Kitsune Rush. Woo! An intentional stagger on the Gloomy. Killing him just before that 65% mark. Remember, I said that 65% is the guaranteed time to get spawned and end for a good team fight. So Gloomy might be a couple steps behind on this engagement with that rally. Shouldn't be too far behind. But it's the only ultimate this team has. Oh, and 5's gonna get cut down. Oh no, a disastrous start, especially when your Brig is a couple steps behind the rest of the fight. Gloomy has caught up. We're headed in. OT, final fight for the map. Rally popped. Good stun lands on the Maverick as they're pushed away. The armor whittled through. They're trying to hold on this corner, but getting shot from all directions. The pulse will put them into the respawn. Lava and Promise move on to the objective and start the flip. Artemis are trying to just buy time to see if they can hold on for about 10 seconds to get their tank back for a final fight here. Pankar able to trade with Gloomy. That's a good trade. Let's keep an eye on Maverick. Can Maverick make it back into this fight? Took a couple of moments there to decide, precious moments to decide on a diva to get back into this fight with. Pain close. We do have a touch. Okay, I think it's actually who got the touch? Not even sure. OC from Quebster from the high ground. Turns and finds performance with the 180 shot. Great call out. Annihilation down low on the point. OT in play at a 5th point. 99-99 fight in this tied series, and Quebster finds an important kill on to 5. Both both supports are now gone. Sustain is gone. The tank is gone. Artemis will win this one out by the hair of their chinny chin chin. That was a nasty stagger. That was a nasty stagger. Runasapi pick out of Helios, trying to force him at 5. Helios had Artemis against the ropes on that. 100%. I mean, they forced the in-map reverse sweep. I mean, and it felt like that was definitely within Helios's grasp. That 5 ult fight, man. Oh my goodness, was that was a turning point. That was a turning point for sure. Ramatra banned out here from Helios as we head into map 4. Let's go take some stats from map 3. What stands out? What are we looking at? Very close. Very close. 6 to 9 deaths from Artemis. 8 to 12. With, I mean, really performance being an outliner. They're really 8 to 10. Quebster 14K leading not just the non-tanks, but I mean, leading ahead of Lava as well. Right? That's enormous. Maverick does lead the server at 16.5K. I mean, look at the raw heal output. I mean, like, good lord. Like with Brig Juno, look at the raw heal output. It still's not enough, right? And it doesn't feel like you've got this overwhelming amount of extra sustain. But, I mean, when you get to the scorecard, it certainly looks like it. But, I mean, again, I think the Brig Juno really does excel in those old fights. All right, what are we banning out? Ooh, okay. So Artemis attacked that Brig Juno right at the heart. Take the Juno out of it. Force the Lucio Kiri. Which we're not going to ban a Ramatra anyway, but still. So I don't know if is that a wasted ban with the Ramantra getting banned? Were you gonna play Brig Juno with anything else? Brig Juno doesn't really work outside of Brawl, right? Am I crazy? Mott coming back in here for Helios. Where does Helios want to go with this? This is such an interesting. I mean, I anticipate Artemis will land like most likely in a diva composition would be my guess. But how do Helios choose to respond? That's the big question. All right, let's get into map 4. We'll find out. We won't have to wait long. Ooh, pretty even Preds here. Oh, Lich. Unluckers. I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry to hear it. Okay, Artemis actually showing us the hazard, Lucio Curie. Did kind of flicker the diva. Okay, this is an interesting wrinkle. Lava showing us the Zarya here, but we're not seeing the re-prepared with it. We're not really seeing an engagement DPS to pair with it. We're gonna run with a flanker and a hit scan. Meanwhile, Maddie got the value bet there for Artemis. Well played, well played. Boop on to Maverick is they were just using the violent leap to try to get out. You know you're in trouble when your Haz is trying to jump backwards with that. There you go. Nice little peel. Put some, just kind of keeping Lava in check. Let you know they're there. But eventually Maverick finds himself surrounded. They're not able to disengage from that one. They were just forced to try to trade on the corner. And, really good setup there from Helios. Putting Artemis into a bad situation in this first fight and grab opening control. I knew I should have gone. My instinct was like, gonna promise. And I didn't hit it in time. Damn it. I saw them chasing that kill.
We're not done yet. Keep pushing.
Weird. Sorry. Apparently that's the only one that has a camera set up. Pain keeping the clothing store clear. Oh, we didn't see somebody sneak in behind Lava. Yeah, that is okay. Woo! Performance slides out of the way from the bolo shot. You kind of get reset here. Kitsu right up the straight. You got the match. Things could get messy. Lava running out of bubbles. Suzu used, get pushed back towards the opposition. Still able to back up, but eventually there's just not enough sustain to go around. Maverick finds the kill. Lott's gonna go and invest in the sound barrier. Industrial has one to match. And then just this ends up buying more time. Do you like this play? You're buying time for your tank to respawn and get back into this fight. The rest of Helios are able to disengage with that sound barrier as well. Oops, go to Maverick Bob. Yeah, I saw that. That leap through was nasty. Caught Promise from the other side of the jump pad.
They're catching up to us.
So Lava back into this fight. Before they lose control of the lead, and they're able to just kind of hold this corner, build up towards that Graviton Surge, about 90% of the way there. If Maverick can play around the bubbles well enough, might be able to get a downpour in on this front line, hold Lava in place. You got to count through 3 of those bubbles, though. Pulse Bomb in the backline while all this is happening. You take too much time, Pain will eventually punish. Grab throw it in on the right-hand side. You're able to find 2, including Quevster. Nicely played there from Lava. does have the bubble to protect against the ensuing downpour. And Lava comes up with 4, excuse me, in that fight.
What do we have here?
Pain also in a Contender's Tracer. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Trying to hit performance, they're able to slide out. Recall has been forced there from Promise. They're going to continue to hold the doors. They build up a pulse bomb of their own. Bleaking over here to help Lava on the front line. And back over to make sure they can keep the flanks in control. That was a bullet shot tossed in. Not exactly sure where it landed. Unclear if it had any impact as Kitsus are traded over this corner once again. I feel like the Kitsu's just going to favor Lava. Zarya in a Kitsune Rush is so powerful. You just get your bubbles back so fast. Flimfy and Fellow Ain coming through with follows. I appreciate you so very much. Whoop. I did not mean to stick the camera in the corner. Sorry. It's going to be an overclock sound barrier combo. Industrial with the counter beat. Pankar's able to end the OC, and the 1 for 2 works out here for Artemis. Max value out of an enormous sound barrier there from Industrial. Woo! And even gets back to prevent the C9.
I've got your back. For now, anyway. Огонь по готовности.
Sounds kind of cool. I'm just kind of letting the gameplay speak for itself on this one.
Escorting the robot. Let's move.
Beautiful grab from Lava once again, finding max value, and the Zarya working extremely well. Like I said, despite not having an engagement tool, you know, or like most notably a Reaper here in recent times. Nice downpour. Oh, and you catch 5 inside of the bubble. Able to keep them alive through the ensuing damage. With the Kitsu, Lava surges out and is able to trade back onto Martix and Maverick, doubling down on the initial loss. Pain finds their second kill of the fight. He tries to steal this bot, but Lava's just going to come anchor. Oh my goodness. Quebster dropping a triple shot their direction on the way out. Phrase, we've gotten so fast with that. That pink, 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 you know, those, with those dashes, with the... God, we've gotten so fast with that. Three minutes to go. Helios protecting a very small lead. Neither team has checkpoint here at first. 5 in a little bit of trouble. Good peel. Pulls. Ooh, avoided by the swim step, and 5 gets the kill. What a play. Now we're going to get the sound barrier in from LCS, and they get a kill on a Mornix. Ooh, a little boop off the side, but no words from where. 5 climbs back on. Just in time to see Performance pick up a pair of kills. And Helios should get this checkpoint. Will, in fact, get this checkpoint on the back of that spectacular fight win. 2 minutes to go. Helios are looking outstanding here. Lava with 8,500 damage, leading the server by a country mile, has yet another Graviton Surge coming online for this fight. You do have a sound barrier here from Industrial. Maybe to try to counter this grab. Obviously going to have to be very careful. Little pressure from Pain, who's keeping Lava uncomfortable as they set up on this corner. We've seen the grab go basically into Quebster every time. Who, by the way, has gone into a Soge. So no more Freya. I don't know if that'll make him easier to catch or not. Ooh, nasty damage. Great wall. Oh my, the disruptor shot getting max value from that as well. Five is able to sneak in a headshot from across the way though. That was gross. Five with a beautiful trade. Just as Quester was starting to feel like they're back in the rhythm. So close spawn's canceled here. 65 seconds to go. Lava hanging out in front of their own spawn. The Maverick trying to get some position up towards the high ground. You can see the line of the lead. Check mark just as important. It's gonna be a solo grab onto Industrial. Just gets the beat out. Ends up working. No shot that worked for Artemis. You just get max value instead of, Industrial looking like just a tasty little morsel. Oh man, Lava was barking up the wrong tree. The grab gets max value, not only, the sound barrier gets max value. Not only you're able to live through the grab, but you respawn with 2 kills while it's still active. Picture perfect. Maverick will go down. The downpour does hit the battlefield, and Payne is able to find a kill onto LCS Mott through that. Quester gets 2! Quester's down. Industrial hanging on. Industrial will win it out the 2v1. It was a 3v1. Is that enough for the series? It is! Artemis walking over the line in overtime. We'll win it in a 3-1. Oh, man. If Helios didn't keep this one damn close, though. And they did win their first map in Master Division in their very first game of the season. I mean, Helios look like they're here to play. Look like they belong in Master Division already, right? Oh, no! Sorry. I know, display capture. I know, I'm sorry. All right, hey, and now we have a display capture built in case our game capture ever breaks. It's already there. We have a backup ready to go. There you go. Pretty close to map 4. We're looking at, what, average 4 to 6 deaths. Again, promise this time is a little bit of an outlier. But we're looking at, I'd say, average 4 to 6 deaths on the other side as well, right? Like, super, super close, map 4. Felt like team fights were pretty damn even. I mean, max elims 20, max elims 20, right? We're looking at, what, 11 to 20 versus 9 to 20? But, 14 for your DPS, 13 and 16, right? I mean, this map was so damn close. So damn close. Like, that didn't come down to a team fight. Like, that felt like that came down to, like, an individual pick. Like one good ultimate. I mean, just Quester finding that 2-piece. Right? This is right here. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I covered his play of the match. I'm so sorry. That play of the game. I know. So fucking proud of both teams. That's what I'm talking about, Smurf. Oh, I mean, they both played fantastic. Great to see. I mean, Helios, what I was starting to say was Helios looked like they belong in Master Division after this performance, right? We know Artemis are a solid mainstay in Master Division. They made playoffs in Season 6, right? This is a top 8 performing team in Season 6. And Helios are coming in and looking like they belong. Where we couldn't say that in Season 5, right? I felt like Helios were looking a little outclassed when we saw them playing in Master Division in Season 5. It was certainly not the case here today. They look like they belong in this division now. That season of growth helped this team so much. Artemis looking strong. We expected Artemis to look strong. We expect Artemis to make playoffs again this season. They have a lot of synergy, a lot of talent on this team, but with just a couple of pickups, Helios are looking really, really good. Lava in performance looked great today. I was still like, ooh, what are we going to play? I think Quester is your player of the match. I think Quester is your player of the match. Leaded damage there in map 1, where Artemis, just really dominated. Led the DPS. Actually, did not lead the Payne actually led the DPS some damage on that one. But still, all in all, great series from Quester. And I have a feeling if they don't have that pop-off OC, like, we're headed to a map 5. Like, straight up. I feel like Quester saved that map, I feel like Quester saved that map. So, there you go. Duck is your player of the match.